Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Hello. Hola. So
That
I
doesn't
think
sound
we
as
are live,
phone
but let it sit there for a moment and see if it
Okay.
is live. Oh, it is. Good, good, good.
Yep, I
Lovely.
can see it.
Very good. So we're live, though nobody's watching, but they're gonna watch it later.
That's because it's an ungodly hour.
Yes, it is for everyone. But it's just so hard to find the appropriate time for our episodes because you work in the morning and I work in the evening, and we have a 7 hour difference, which
That's
means that
true.
the only time is like 4 a.m. for me or 4 a.m. for you.
That's all right.
Uh,
I love to get up before the sun.
we will manage. But anyway, this episode is about Gen Con. We're gonna talk about Gen Con as overall. I've been there once already, so I'm gonna maybe
You've
remember things.
sort of been here once.
Mm, I was there. I was there.
It's
I
true. You were
was.
there.
My mind was lost in the jet lag, but I was there, kinda. Yes. Anyway,
Hmm.
so you've been there for quite a few times.
Oh, yeah. I was just trying to think how many times I've been there. One, two, three, four, five. That's my sixth or seventh time, I think.
Hmm, that's good. It's
So
like
quite a few Gen Cons under my belt.
I'm more of a SM person, so that's why.
Yeah,
But
I've never been there.
yeah, but like as I've been in Jenkan only once, so it's really hard to compare. Plus, I was working and I was tired and so on, so I couldn't really grasp the visitor side of the convention. But I still felt that, I, in my opinion, Essen is bigger. It is bigger and more
Yeah,
releases. So when I compiled the
more.
list of games, yeah, sorry, when I compiled the list of games for the top 10, I was like, I'm not really excited about. Like, I'm excited about some games, but I know about them for a longer time, so the excitement is kind of gone. Plus, there are quite a few games which are demos, lots of demos, and I was like, I cannot include the demo. It's gonna come out where, when in Essen. Okay, cool. So there are quite a few games I'm
Going on.
interested in, but there are Essen releases.
Yeah. Well, there were several games that I'm interested in. It was easy for me to compile a list of 10 or more games. Only one of the games on my list will not be actually sold there. I think the rest will.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
but but the other one will be sold shortly thereafter. I think within the month of August.
I have maybe one or two games that are kind of out. I think they are, maybe, I don't know, but yeah, at least I consider two games that are, they were released earlier, but it's how it is. While it's released, and maybe it's in a Kickstarter, and then the first copies for retail are coming at the same time as Gen Con. So who cares?
Yeah,
So anyway,
close enough.
so about Gen Con itself. So I'm traveling from Estonia, so it's quite a long trip uh, with the airplane and so on. So it's gonna be tiring, but I'm hoping for a lot. Like this Gen Con, usually when I go to Essen, I buy a ton of games, and that's the thing. Essen is more like, you have lots of companies, and you have lots of those what do you call the booths and so on, where which is just you buy games, and there's less room for playing games, and there's so much crowd that it's hard to get to demo a game as well. So get to try the demo. So yeah, I'm looking more forward to, like, I'm looking for that, more gaming in Gen Con and less buying, because I don't know. I kind of got fatigued with all the buys and the games, and I have enough right now. I have quite a few unplayed games. I got few review copies I need to get into, so it takes time. So I don't really wanna. I don't know, if I buy more and more and more, and then eventually I sell most of them anyway because I just bought them because I wanted to buy them. It's just I don't want to do that anymore. So I'm gonna maybe buy only a few, but I'll try to try them out first. That's the thing.
That is an excellent idea. I always tell myself those very same words. And
Yes.
every year I come with one suitcase and leave with two. But we'll see.
I hope I will not leave with two.
Well, yeah, you've got a bigger space restriction than I do. This year I'm probably just going to bring the two and see what happens, so that I don't just end up buying a cheap suitcase every single time I go to Gen Con.
Yeah.
Now I have a bunch of cheap suitcases. We'll see.
I can take one with me.
Some of the things that I'm most excited for, I've already ordered, and so I won't buy them at Gen Con if I've already ordered them, because there's not a point in buying them twice. Even for me, that's much. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, for me, the thing with like pre-ordering right now, I usually do that in Essen, and I was thinking about doing it for Gen Con as well. But that's the thing. I just want to try games first. I want to play a lot, and I want to buy less, and that's why I'm not going to pre-order anything. And if something is out of stock during Gen Con and I will not get that, no big deal. It will come out eventually somewhere else, and then I will buy it if it's really good. Yeah. Like, I realized that I buy a lot of games for example, I buy a lot of games in Essen, new releases, a ton of them, and then it takes me at least half a year to get through some of them. In half a year, there are already enough plays and reviews and comments about the game where, like, the game isn't good and I have it on my shelf. I haven't played it, but I already see, So what's the point for me buying it right away if I will not have any time to play it anyway? So I'll rather wait and see what are the comments, reviews, and so on, so I can be more sure I will like the game. But yeah.
I think we'll have to do a post-Gen Con video and see how well you did at that particular resolution. I know for me, but I'm different than you. Last year I bought 15, 20 games, and I had played them all within 2 to 3 weeks of Gen Con. So at least once, some of them multiple times. Some of them, of course, were flops. You can't win them all. But yeah. I found a lot of good things that came out, and so some of the Gen Con releases were among my tops of the year.
Yeah.
But we'll just have to see. I don't know. I mean, I know one game that's coming out that's guaranteed to be one of my tops of the year, just because I know what it is and I know all about it, and I've been excited about it forever. But we'll see. I mean, the one thing I like at Gen Con is sometimes you can find weird stuff that you won't see.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll find a weird small game that just doesn't get wide distribution. It's probably the same thing in essence, but it's kind of fun. It's fun to find those smaller, weirder games and get them there, because you won't really see them elsewhere.
Yeah.
And there's pins this year at Gen Con.
What?
Pins will be at Gen Con.
Pins?
Yeah. Like little pins that you can put on put on a sash. Little pins several of the booths that have little enamel pins, metal pins with like painted or something on them.
Yeah, it's usual stuff in Essen.
Okay. Yeah, it's new for Gen Con.
Is it? Why?
Well, I mean, some people have always sold them, but it sounds like there's going to be 30 or 40 of them this year.
I see.
It's a thing. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I've got some. I've got some that I'm already looking forward to, but I guess that's more of a me problem.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to enamel pins.
Anyway, last year in Gen Con, when I got some few games, I haven't played. It took time because I had rough times, and right now as well. I play maybe twice a month, like kinda like that. I just don't have time to play games and to review them, especially. It's really hard. So I'm hoping for Gen Con to kind of boost it up and play a
Mhm.
ton of stuff to even give my first impressions, for example, and do more stuff. So I'm gonna take my camera with me, and we haven't decided yet with you, but we're gonna do a few videos together as well. So it will be a kind of a post Gen also that will be released. It will be really cool. I'm hoping for that. And I decided that if somebody says that they really want to do that, I will do that, but I'm gonna do the vlog series, kinda, let's go together and see what are the vendors and so on, and do that and do that, and I'm gonna record it in camera. But I'm not gonna do the previews as I always do in Essen, for example, because I just wanna rest a little bit. I wanna see myself as a visitor in Gen Con with no privileges. For example, like in Essen, I have the press pass all the time, so I can go there on Wednesday. I can get the stuff in and so on. So I don't want to do that anymore, because then I feel like I need to do that. Then you have a press pass. I have to do the previews. I've decided that. The viewers are waiting for that as well. So I want to do this kind of a simple visitor convention
Mhm.
and not do the previews. But we're gonna do the videos with you, and it will be fun. And we're gonna do some vlogs and so on. Whatever we film. I
All
think
right.
we could do a compilation or something like that, or something. That would be really cool. Yeah. So anyway,
All right.
that's that. That's that. What are you expecting during this Gen Con? Like, because you've been there for 7 years, 7 times, yeah,
Well,
7 years.
I mean, it's every year's kind of the same, right? I mean, the vendor hall was a little bit bigger last year than it had been before,
Hmm.
and they moved some of the True Dungeon stuff away from the main area and sort of off by itself. Uh, but it's really sort of walking around the vendor hall during the day. Gen Con hours aren't that long, right?
Yeah.
I think it's like 10 to 5 or something, and I don't remember the exact hours, but it's a shorter day than I always expect. And
Mhm.
then hopefully trying in the evening some of the things that I may or may not have purchased during the day. I'm not doing any.
Oh, Kyle, something happened. He got out. Something with the internet. So let me see. I'm sorry if maybe you can hear me, but I cannot hear Kyle anymore. Something weird happened. So. Let me see what happened. Da-da. So, what happened? What happened? Probably cannot hear me. But anyway, while Kyle was talking, maybe he needs to restart his computer. But so far, then, let's talk about some other stuff. Maybe he will come back. I'm sorry for that. There are always some kind of problems. Oh, he's kind of
I
back.
think I'm back.
Yeah, you are. And there's two Kyles now.
Don't know what happened there.
Kind of a maybe internet problem. Let's see. Eject you from this one. Eject this Kyle from there. And now we have a new Kyle. I was already like
Oh,
thinking,
good.
what should I talk about? Maybe about like what are my allergies or something like that. You just froze, and I was like, I didn't use any freeze spell or something like that.
I apologize. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, it's the internet. It's always against
It's
us.
it's me having technical problems because I'm an old dinosaur.
No,
But
but I do feel like it's like a cooperative game of like kind of pandemic where we or something like that. Everything goes wrong, and we do the cooperation in order to solve the problem. And there is always some kind of a problem with here. And it's a
uh-huh.
game. I just take it as a game, just a game that's kind of makes us a little bit more angry than usual.
Well, I didn't use any bad words, so I guess that's a good thing.
True
Still
that.
family friendly.
Anyway, you were talking about so what are you expecting in Gen Con, and you were there till, I don't know, you probably gonna buy or not buy some games and try them out in the evening.
Yeah, see a couple of the shows. Just I think we only have tickets for two, and
Star and the Sentinels.
the Sentinels of the Multiverse show. But that was a lot of fun last year. I know that's more of my choice than yours, but
Could be. We'll see.
but other than that, I just sort of want to play it by ear. I also, there's a restaurant nearby that I quite like. I wouldn't mind visiting that.
Cool. Okay.
That's the St. Elmo Steakhouse. It's kind of expensive, but they have really good shrimp cocktails there.
Mm-hmm. I'm not into shrimp cocktails, but I can try anything else.
Well, we'll take it by step by step then. But there, it was just I went there one year and it was just fantastic. They had the best cocktail sauce. I still think about it throughout the year because I've only ever had it there. Well, because that's where the restaurant is. Other than that, I don't know. I mean, we'll just see what happens. Probably traffic. I'll see there's plenty of traffic. There'll be lots of crowds, people pushing and shoving and trying to get in. That's always fun.
Yeah, why not? I'm like, when I'm gonna go there, I will not probably push myself towards few lines or games. For now, I just don't care. I mean, like, it's not like I don't care about games, but I'm so tired of running and getting to the lines and trying to get the copy as fast as possible. Otherwise, it's gone forever, and then we're never gonna get it. Oh my God, it's the end of the world. We need to get this copy. I don't want to do that anymore. And maybe I've done it once in Essen or something like that. But yeah, I'm not really into that. So I'm just gonna go with the flow, and I'd rather get into the hole half an hour later, but with my own pace. Depends. So I don't want to run or anything like that, or yeah. So that's that.
We'll see how that works.
Yeah,
it's always a little frantic the first day. After that, it's not so bad.
Yeah, I'm expecting those the evenings where we can play the game. So I was with you there last time, but you saw me kind of falling asleep during flip ships, but it was a boring game anyway.
It's not a boring game; it's a fine game. But you were falling asleep.
Oh no! It's so bad. Okay, we played quite a few Okay, no. I'm Anyway, yeah, I'm expecting to play the games in the evening. This hole over there was quite good. Maybe I need to bring some kind of a extra shirt there because it was quite cold. So it's not a usual thing.
It was perfect temperature.
Yeah, it's really hot here in Estonia because we have kind of a rare hot weather for already like 2 weeks. I mean, like usually it's a week or something like that, and it's rainy and it's getting colder. Right now it's 26, 27 Celsius all the time. I don't know which is a Fahrenheit, but it's quite high for Estonia for it to be like for 2 weeks already at least. And there's no air. I mean, like it's so hot. And working during that time and working on the terrace and so on, it's just abysmal. I mean, really hard. Wow. So yeah, conditioners.
Well, they
are
It's pretty hot, as you remember. It's pretty warm in Indianapolis in the summer. So
that was kind of like a sauna. I mean,
so we'll see. Hopefully, the air conditioner will be very, very high in the hall.
Yeah, for me it was, and that's the thing. You get inside. For me, it's not, because I'm used to kind of a different temperature. When I get inside, it's extremely cold, because at least for me, because of the air conditioners. But it's me. But then I get outside and it's like sauna. So it's like I don't know what to, I want to get that middle road.
Yeah.
I never
get. Well, you won't find it there.
But good games, good food, and so on. I'll I'll be fine with the temperature. Who cares?
Okay. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm just hoping I will not be sick or something like that. I'm hoping that my jet lag will be easier on me. So,
All in your mind.
yeah. Last time I was quite fine. I was working.
And then you were just working last time, right? You came in off the plane. Your plane was a few hours late, and
Oh
then the
yeah.
next morning you had to get up at 6 a.m. and go and work. This time you're coming in a day or so early, and so you can spend the day resting, and then we don't have to be there at 6 a.m. We have to be there around 10,
Yeah.
and so the days will be shorter. When you're tired at night, you can say that you're tired and go and rest. Uh,
No,
so,
usually like when it goes overnight, so I feel like I'm awake, and like around 4 or 5 p.m. I feel like I want to go to sleep. That's the thing. What I felt last year. Like at some point it like clicks and I'm like, I'm awake, I can do everything. And then at some point, boom, done. But yeah, I was tired mostly because I just got out and then I had to work. And that's the
yeah,
only thing.
yeah. You
Otherwise,
started off a little bit behind the eight ball there. I think you'll at least have a better biorhythm this time.
yeah. And I have to eat well. But I mean, like US and eating like the portions. I remember last year when I went to, what's the breakfast place near the what's the center called? I don't remember. There was a yellow party as well. I went to. I don't remember. Anyway, that kind of a breakfast place where you get some.
Okay.
You can get the salads. You can get the bread with stuffed and so on with different things, and yeah, like a bakery.
Okay. I don't know where you were because I wasn't with you. Uh,
I It's kind of a popular. It seemed to be popular. So I went there, and I got the salads with avocado, something like that. I was like, okay, no normal portion, probably, And then I got the salad. I was like, wow, that's a bigger portion. And then I started eating, and then I realized, what? It has bacon in it. And I'm like, that's the American style, bacon everywhere. When I get the
yeah.
chocolate, put the bacon on it. I'm like, please, I wanted to just have green salad. Don't put bacon in my salad. I'm fine with bacon. I like bacon, but I know I'd rather get it rarely, and sometimes when I want to get green, I want to get real green stuff and not bacon.
All right.
But the pancakes were really good. One of the mornings, it was across the Hilton hotel. I went to kind of a breakfast place as well, and there were pancakes. I don't remember with what, but they're really good. Maybe if not lobster. No, that would be weird. No, I
That
don't
sounds
remember.
gross.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that was cool.
All right.
So that's that. Yeah, we're expecting to play more. You expect to buy a lot. I expect to buy
No,
less.
I'm not buying anything.
Yes, you're
I'm going to
just
buy
borrowing.
exactly 0 games.
Yeah, and yeah, we're gonna do some videos. We're gonna do the post-Gen Con thing where we talk about our top 10. But maybe we go to our top 10 then, to not
All
waste
right.
the time. And so as I told before, there might be one game probably, or maybe I looked something wrong, that was released a little bit before Gen Con, because I saw it already in stores, but it's kind of, the end of July or Gen Con is basically the same. And I have a variety of different themes, and I was looking at like, I don't know. I when I always read about the game, there's like a brief description of the game, and I'm like, yeah, it sounds interesting. The theme sounds interesting, and then the art is cool. But I was going towards what are the designers as well, what are the companies, because I'm always excited to have games from certain companies or designers and so on. I went with that as well, and with some cool themes, but I'm kind of, really open on that because I don't really know what to expect from those games. And I haven't really read much about those games. I just thought like, oh, sounds cool. Maybe it's good.
Yeah, I had a different approach. I wrote down all the games that I was really excited about, and then just picked 10 of them.
Me too. Yes, me too. But
I mean, I know a lot about most of them. Some of the things that I'm excited about that are Gen Con releases are things that I've already ordered, so I won't really be necessarily into them there.
yeah.
But we'll see.
Or do you have any pre-orders that you made for Gen Con that are on your list as well?
Well, so there's nothing. Well, the one thing that I have ordered is on my list, but everything else. I mean, I don't really do the Gen Con pre-order thing like you do in Essen. If I've ordered something in advance, it's because I was excited about it and hoped it would show up before Gen Con, and I'm more disappointed that it didn't than than anything else. A couple of things that would have been on my list should be arriving today, for example, and so I didn't put them on my list at all because I'll have them today.
Yeah. Some games are like some are the Kickstarter releases. For example, Roots. I'll be really excited about Roots, but
Yeah.
I will get it as a Kickstarter copy. And Brass, for example, which I ordered as well. It's gonna be there soon. They are shipping out them. The graphic novels, they are on the way already. So, by the way, graphic novels, I'm gonna get them before Gen Con so I can read them and play them on the plane. You know nothing about the graphic novels?
I only know what you've told me.
Oh, so anyway,
I
choose
know
your own adventure books.
you've talked about them for a while, but it's really the first time they'll be out in the U.S.
And I have Exit.
I played that one.
Sunken Treasure? It just came out
Yeah,
recently. It's gonna be a Gen Con release for US.
that's well, it's been out for about a month and a half. I've played it. Yeah,
No.
it's the easiest one. It's very easy.
Yeah, we played the Orient Express. I haven't played this one. But anyway, yeah,
Okay.
these are some games. And House of Danger, for example, which I didn't put on my list because I pre-ordered this one through one of the stores.
This
And
one?
it's going to be out in Gen Con. It's going to be out like...
It's already out.
But at least for us in Europe, it says 31st of July.
Oh, okay.
It's the release date.
Yeah, it's already out. I think it's even available at Target.
It might be. I mean, like it just came out, but probably the Europe distribution. So I'm going towards that. So it's going to be kind of released.
Release deadline date is kind of up in the air for something.
So so this game is not on my list, but I'm extremely excited about this game. I really want to try it. So we'll see.
No, don't buy that one. You can play that one with me.
I already pre-ordered that. Anyway,
oh well,
so
then, okay.
But we can play. We can play it too, so I can at least know and see how it works and so on. Anyway, so let's go to the top 10 because I initially wanted to get to. So
okay.
So number 10. My number 10 is a game that I was excited about because first it was on Kickstarter. It should come out during Gen Con, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just a demo. Maybe I looked wrong. And it's Museum. It's the publisher is Holy Grail Games and Luma Games, and it's the art of Vincent Dutray, and designers are Eric Dubus and Oliver Melisson. And I'm excited about this game already because of the Vincent Dutray artwork. I mean, like when you look at this one, I like the museum like theme, and when you look at the artwork, it's amazing. And it's a card game, which I also always enjoy and like. It's kind of a set collection, drafting, and so on. You're building up your collection, probably of different artifacts, and probably selling them and something like that. And you got some kind of trading aspects as well. So I don't know. It's just it just looks really, really cool. Rather easy learning, and yeah, extremely beautiful. And that's why I'm interested in this one.
All right, that one was not on my radar at all. I just sort of it was called Museum, which sounded boring, and so I moved on to the next one. But hey, that's always open to try something new.
Yeah, it might be really good.
It might
So
be. I hope so. I always
because
hope every game is really good, but yeah, that one was not really on my radar at all.
yeah. But what's your number 10 then?
My number 10 is a game called Arrive, a game of eldritch contortions. It will be sold at WizKids, and it is basically Cthulhu Twister.
Arrive.
And Arrive, like Awrithe. Arrive means like twisty.
Uh-huh.
I want to see this one. This is one that I definitely want to try there, and I'm assuming it'll be a very popular demo because it's basically Cthulhu Twister. Do you know Twister?
Twister. Oh yeah, I know Twister, yes. But
Yeah,
it's
where but it's a Cthulhu themed Twister with a variable setup, and
Oh my
it
God.
just sounds hilarious, and it sounds like the best thing will be watching other people play it.
Okay. You should send me a
I
link to it. I can
I'll
see.
have to do so.
Okay. That's interesting.
It
That's weird.
well,
Twister.
but no, because it's Arrive, not Twister.
Okay. 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 We'll see. We'll see.
I think you and I have different tastes in what we're excited for, but that's great.
Yes. And plus, it's a different taste. It's just when we search for games during convention, then we search for different types of games. So probably you want to get the weird
The
gems
strange weird
and
game. Yeah. Well,
yes.
I at least
I don't want to get
want
good games, so that's different.
buy on Prime now. Sorry, I was looking for it to send you a link, but I think it might be able to order it right now. Oh, anyway.
Don't
Oh
do
no,
that. It's a Jenkan. It's a Jenkan.
it's just a pre-order. I'm not into pre-order.
Okay.
All right. So yes, my number 10 is Arrive, a game of eldritch contortions.
Okay. So my number 9, it's number 9 now, is a card game again. So I'm into card games a lot. And those kind of themes can really interest my colleagues. And this one is Carson City, the card game. Now, the problem with this one, if it's not like I haven't played Carson City, but I really want to get the black box. Yes, I really want to get the black box. I really want to get this game. It's hard to get it. I mean, or like, for example, I wanted to buy it during Essen, but it's so, I mean, like, first of all, it's expensive and it's huge. I didn't have room in my luggage anymore because I kind of bought a lot of games. So it's really hard to kind of get it with me. But if I have very few games, like I can fit quite a few games in my luggage. So if I will buy very few games, maybe I'll get the Carson City. But it's an older title. But I still want to get it because I hear so much good things about this one.
Yeah,
and it has some economics and building up.
This was, as I said, I made a list of the 20 or so games I was excited, and then just picked 10 for this list, sort of the ones I was most excited for. Carson City, the card game, was on that larger list, not on the top 10, but I'm very much interested in it.
Yeah, I'm hoping for example, if I'm interested in Carson City, probably we're gonna try Carson City, and then I'm hoping for kind of a easygoing game that I can play with my colleagues, for example, and yeah, the theme is interesting, and maybe it will be good enough for me to kind of justify not buying Carson City itself. Maybe
well, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, Carson City is a fantastic game, and you should play it sometime. But
yeah,
we'll see about the card game. I'm very excited for it, though, so I'm totally behind you there.
Yeah, the auction bidding is something that's I'm always cautious about, but probably goes well with my colleagues. And trick taking is, I'm not a big fan of trick taking, but kind of a gamble, for me.
Yeah.
This game, at least.
Well, and those aren't my favorite mechanisms usually, but every time I say I don't like them, I find a game that uses them well that I like. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, it's like, for example, the stockpile, where I didn't really like going into stock markets and doing the auctions and stuff, but I love the game so much.
But that little company has a big game at Gen Con, so.
Does it?
Yeah, they're doing the Reckoners, which is
Oh yeah,
it's one of the. But that's one I had through the Kickstarter. I'm excited about that one, but it's not going to be on my list just because it's coming through the Kickstarter.
Okay.
So.
But
So
your number 9.
My number 9 is Tower of Madness.
Tower of Madness.
From Smirk and Dagger. And just as Arrive is a Cthulhu-themed twister, Tower of Madness is a Cthulhu-themed Kerplunk. Do you know that game? Where you had this big tower, and you pulled the sticks out of it, and then the marbles fell down, and you didn't want the marbles to fall down?
Yeah.
Well, this one is a big tower, and it has Cthulhu tentacles coming out the side, and there's good marbles that you want, and there's madness marbles that you don't want.
Okay.
And I mean, it looks like the kind of game that takes longer to set up than it does to play, but I'm very interested at least to see this one. I'm not 100% sure I'll buy it. I want to make sure it's not just Kerplunk again, but it just looks like a lot of fun. I like games like that are just silly and that work well with, for example, I teach my Sunday school group.
Yeah.
And sometimes we play games, and that looks like the kind of game that they would enjoy. So I'm excited for it for me, and I'll use them as an excuse to buy it.
True that. And yeah, it depends on like, for example, I'm looking for quite a few games that I can play with my colleagues. You're looking for your kind of a group, especially nowadays where I'm dependent on the group very much. So, and I want to get new people into the hobby, and my colleagues are really into that. And yeah, I just got like sidetracked because I didn't want to buy any new games, and I bought the Legacy of Dragonholt. So.
Oh, I have that. I've never played it though.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward because it's like an RPG with creating character, but in a really easy way. So, but anyway, yeah, your number 9 was like that, but okay, we'll go to number 8.
Okay.
Number 8 is a game that I was interested in because of the theme, because of the art as well. It was on Kickstarter, and it's sailing toward Osiris. Osiris. Okay, in English it's Osiris. Okay. So anyway, it shouldn't be. I don't know how heavy this game is, but it looks like medium, maybe medium to heavy, medium game with really cool pieces and interesting kind of this the flow of the river mechanic and so on. And it's a worker placement game, but it has kind of a building up stuff as well. It's kind of economic, and you're trying to kind of maximize your resources, build monuments, get workers, and kind of get more stuff and so on, and use actions as efficiently as possible. Kind of sounds like a usual Euro game, as always, but it looks really cool. It looks really cool, and it might be really different because you go through that river and you build those monuments on the banks of the river. I don't know what, but it's kind of interesting. It looks a bit abstract, but I like the theme, I like the art, and I like worker placement games usually, and I like building stuff in games, so it might be something really, really cool. So
it might be. It's already out here. You can buy it already. I looked at it, but I didn't. I haven't. I looked at it. I thought about buying it to try it, but I ended up passing for now. It'd be nice to try that one and see if it has anything special or if it's just more of the same. Because it looked interesting enough to me that I was contemplating it for a while when I needed to get over a certain dollar threshold for some free shipping.
Yeah.
Many a game has been purchased for that reason, but I ended up going with something else instead. I'm interested to try it, but like I said, it is already out here, so you might be able to find it online cheaper than the Gen Con price.
Okay, but Europe, we have different prices in Europe. We have taxes that apply even for online shops, so I don't think I'm going to get it.
No.
Like, for example...
we can at least try it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We'll get our lists out, and then we're gonna try to get the games and maybe try them or demo them. Like, let's say we're gonna get our top 10 tried, so why not?
Yeah,
And that'll be a
exactly.
really cool mission, or kind of,
Well, so far the two that I've done will be probably pretty easy to try because I think they're very short. My number 8 is a little bit longer, and that is from CMON. That is Newton.
Newton?
Yes.
Oh, it's
and
spelled.
I don't Newton, like the scientist.
Oh, like a Newton
with the apple.
Okay.
On the cover of the box is a big apple.
Okay.
It's it's by the same people who did some of my favorite games. It's that group of Italian designers, and they did Voyages of Marco Polo. They did what's it called, Council of Four. I've liked everything they've put out.
That's great creations. Okay.
Yeah, well, they're releasing all their stuff in the U.S. through CMON, and so it'll be a nice production, I'm sure. It's got artwork by your favorite artist, Clemens Franz.
Oh, I see.
But who does most of their stuff?
Yeah.
And
I skip it now.
And I'm excited just to see what it is. I don't know much about it. Obviously, it's about making scientific discoveries and trying to be a scientist. But I've liked every single game they've produced, and so just the fact that they've got something coming out has me interested. I'm very curious to try Newton.
Yeah. I see it's the tech pool building hand management, but it has a board, it has a lot of more stuff. I mean, like, probably it don't have exact description of the game.
Yeah, it's not out. I mean, you really can't see much other than what's online. I don't know anything about it other than, again, it's on my list purely because of who has done it.
Yeah,
and
interesting.
Yeah, the theme does sound interesting. It looks like it'll be an attractive game, but I definitely would like to try it. CMON usually puts most of their stuff out in wide distribution, so we don't have to run and buy it if we're not ready. But it certainly looks like the kind of thing I'd like to at least see how it works.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, for me, it looks so boring. Yeah, really boring. Lots of pieces all the time and lots of symbols, and it's just.
But you haven't played anything by those designers, have you?
Wait, what did they put out? Oh, by the way, the Council of Four was in my shortlist.
Yeah, Council of Four. I will not. I already have. I have the old version, the ugly, kind of boring looking one. But the new one changed one thing about it that makes me sad. The old one had these little balconies, and when you changed the council, you would push somebody off the balcony, and they'd fall down. And it was like these little physical balconies, and we always called it the defenestration game. And in the new one, you just sort of push people on the line. It doesn't look like the new one has changed anything except updated the graphics and put in some minis. So I don't think I'm going to run out and buy that because I've got a perfectly serviceable old one. But if you have not
Sheepland from them, but
I don't know that one.
And Lorenzo and Voyages. So
Lorenzo was great. Marco Polo was great. Council of Four is great. I think one of those designers did Tolkien.
Yes, Tolkien. The only one I want to try at some point is Tolkien. Everything else, I just don't care about that. They look so boring, and they are kind of this kind of a German type Euro games that's when we played during the cruise where we played the Rajas of Gunges, whatever the other games were.
Great.
And yeah, they're all like lots of symbols, and it's just mechanic mess for me.
I don't know. You should try Council of Four and see if you like it. It definitely looks a lot flashier than some of their other games.
Yeah.
So if there's time to try it there, again, I don't or try it here before we go, because it's a great game and it works really well together. I don't know, that's a design team that I love to follow, and in fact, some of them might show up a little bit later with another game. So.
Yeah, for me at least, like my taste kind of changes right now towards, like, I'm getting back into those story games. So that's why I have, the Exit Room, I have the Choose Your Own Adventure, all the types that I want to get, the Legacy of Dragonhold that I bought. So, and I'm trying to buy more thematic games and beautiful games because my colleagues would play them. And yeah, I'm just getting away from those kind of a dry heroes, though there are some that I like because they came out longer time ago. But yeah, I'm gonna get into those more thematic, more involved and economic games. If a Euro game has economy, I'm interested. If it doesn't have an economy, it's probably like I'm not interested because they're all the same, kinda. It depends. But who cares? Sorry, who knows? Who cares? Yeah.
So number 7.
Number 7, and you can see that for me it's a lot about the theme and the art. Number 7 is Everdell. I saw this game on Kickstarter and I backed the game, but I pulled out. I pulled out because I needed to make decisions because I didn't want to spend too much money on Kickstarter. So I pulled out, and I was
to make those decisions.
It was Starling Games. Starling Games is basically Game Salute, and
yeah,
I'm wary of Game Salute's Kickstarters. They might be better right now, but basically this game is anthropomorphic world. Kind of you build kind of a civilization on with animals and so on, and it looks extremely beautiful and awesome because it has kind of a folktale type of art, and lots of cards, which is really cool. I like the hand management. There's a worker placement as well. You put the workers out, you gather resources, and then you kind of build a tableau of cards, which are construction cards. So I usually I like tableau building, engine building, kind of a building up thing. So I'm excited about this game. Now, when I've heard about this game more because I forgot after it was a Kickstarter, like, well, who cares? And I forgot about that one. But now I hear really good things about the game. And I'm like, that might be true. That might be a good game indeed. So.
Yeah, I saw that you had backed it on Kickstarter, and so I looked at it, and I ultimately saw that it was a Game Salute production and thought, well, I'll wait and see on that one. I'm interested to try it. It's not on my list, but it's one that if we were there and there were room and there were a demo running, I would gladly try just to see whether it was worth looking more into.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, that's Everdell number 7.
Yeah, your number 7 is Everdell. My number 7 is a game that they announced. The Dice Tower people announced was part of the Dice Tower Essentials line 2 years ago. And so I've been interested in hearing about it, in it finally coming out, and that is Critical Mass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
I heard about this.
That's this robot versus robot game. There's 2 sets that they'll be having out, apparently, for purchase. I don't love when they do that. I wish they'd just make one, but I guess that's a pricing decision they do. But that's fine. I'm interested in it. It's a robot versus robot card. You each select a card, you play them. They've got timing. It's that sort of combat style game, but with giant robots. Hey,
Sounds really cool.
It's the kind of game that I like anyway, and the fact that it's something I've been sort of halfway watching for the last 2 years and wondering, is that really still a thing? I'm excited finally to try it.
Cool. Yeah, surely. I don't. The problem with some of these companies is that each time I look at their games or try their games, they're not really for me. It seems so, or sometimes they are, but I don't know. I'm really wary of some companies now.
Yeah,
but I'm always trying them.
I've never had a problem with Arcane Wonders. They usually do a good job with their stuff, but
I like their stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sorry. Anyway, so that's my number 7. I'm finally excited to try Critical Mass.
Yeah. So sorry for interrupting you, but
I'm used to it.
I'm just a talkative person,
I know.
Anyway, number 6 now. My number 6 is a game from a company I'm really excited about all the time, and it's from Jeff. It's from Jeff Engelstein and Tasty Mystical Games, and it's straight on the Tigris. So I like the theme.
Right.
The art is fine.
Let me interrupt you. That's also my number 6.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So
win,
I guess.
Yeah. Anyway, probably you know about the game a little bit, so I know about this one. It's like you develop you develop your city, you trade with other cities, you produce resources, you want to get the points. Kind of sounds like usual stuff. And that's when I tell you, like, usually, like, I don't want to get those dry-ish Euro games anymore. But
yeah, I was thinking we're going to talk about that again when I mentioned this one. So I'm actually kind of surprised to hear that one's on your list.
And that's the thing. Each time I tried the TMG game, and there were some games that weren't for us, but they're still good. For example, Yokohama. But each time I tried the Tasty Mystical game, I really like their style of Euro. It's more interactive. It's more, it's not kind of a German dry Euro usually. For me, depends. Some of their releases were not as good, but they were fine. I mean, like, there's no game that I hate. Or I don't know if there is, but anyway,
there might be, but
yeah. For example, what I have right now, I haven't played the Kamiri Station yet, but I had quite a few. Like, I really like Belford's Pioneer Days or something like that. What else? I played the Yokohama and so on. I really like all those titles, but some of them just weren't good enough to keep in the collection of maybe 50 games, but still good games. So I'm looking forward to this one.
I'm looking forward to this one mostly because of its pedigree. Like, this is a game that was sort of a thought experiment that was developed on Jeff Engelstein's podcast with him and Ryan Storm, where they wanted to make a game called Trading in the Mediterranean, but have it be enjoyable and not just sort of a bland copy of every other game that's out there. And so it's nice to see that thing that they'd talked about for a while now, a couple of years. I remember it was about the same time Archipelago came out that they were talking about making their own sort of trading game that would be interesting. And so TMG usually does a good job. They've really up their quality over the years. And I'm excited to see the results of that thought experiment that I've sort of been following for a number of years already.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to TMG games usually, yeah.
All right, well, we don't have to talk about my number 6.
You talked about it right now. So your number 6
exactly.
Also,
yeah.
So we have a crossover with number 6s. Maybe number 5 will be a crossover as well.
We almost never have crossovers, so I would be very surprised if it were. But go ahead. What's your number 5?
No, before we get to number 5, that would be extremely funny and sad when we both play the game and we are both disappointed in the game.
Yes, that would be.
Cross off from the number 6. It goes to number bottom. Anyway, yeah, my number 5 is, and you probably know, or you knew it will be coming, because there's no list without Bruno Cathala. You know that.
Yes.
And
is this that Scarab game?
Scarab? Probably. I don't know what you mean, but I haven't. It doesn't have much info, but I kind of read from the forums. So it's Nagaraja.
Oh.
Nagaraja looks really cool. The art is from Vincent Dutray, so it's Bruno Cathala and Theo Riviere. Riviere did the did he do the dice game? Was it Theo Riviere? That dice game where you kind of construct your dice. What was called?
Oh, Dice Forge. Is that from him?
Yeah, it should be.
Oh, okay.
He should be the owner of. Let me see. Oh, Sea of Clouds. Oh no, sorry. Sticky Chameleons. Sea of Clouds. Sorry.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, that's not the game where you construct your dice.
Shinobi one. Yeah, wrong one.
Okay.
Anyway, Nagaraja. it's a two-player game, and Hurricane does this one, and Hurricane does the other game that I didn't see on the preview list. It was Kero. If Kero would be in Gen Con, I would be putting this one higher on the list as well, because I really like the idea behind Kero. But let's wait for Kero maybe in Essen. But Nagaraja for now, as a two-player game, kind of like Indiana Jones type setting where you are grabbing tiles or auctioning tiles, and then you're getting them and building paths and trying to get to the treasure. It seems to be kind of a, kind of face to, or like a race between two players. So I'm just interested in another, because Bruno Catala is a master of two-player games. He's like,
that is true.
And I'm really looking forward to. It has the there is a. I'm gonna just send you the link to the forum. There's some info where there's a picture, and what it says: thematic site, blah blah. The first two adventurers to reach 25 points will win. Okay.
Oh, I looked at this one. Okay, all right. I don't know anything about it, but I remember seeing it on the list. Okay.
There are small sticks that serve as dice. So there are sticks which are with dots, like dice, but they are kind of a stretched out dice, and that's interesting. Like, I don't know. Anyway, my number 5, Nagaraja.
Well, that's not going to be a crossover because it was not on my radar at all. But my number 5 is one that's sort of it's a couple of pre-releases came out at Dice Tower Con. And a few of the people I play with regularly were down there and played it and loved it and said that I absolutely have to check it out. And it's sort of related to that Italian design team. I think one of the designers worked on Lorenzo di Magnifico. This is Coimbra.
Oh, yeah.
But I think this is its first real release. I think they just had a little bit of pre-sale at Dice Tower Con. And Coimbra, I like that kind of game anyway. It looks very colorful. And I don't know a ton about it other than what I've heard from friends, but it should be just a great game. They were raving about it, and I'm finally excited to get a chance to try it. It's coming from Eggert Spiele, which is going to be in conjunction with Plan B Games.
Yeah,
and just very excited for Coimbra.
First, I was excited about it as well because, like, a Portugal, a theme, and so on.
Well, I'm not. I mean, the theme is kind of barely there from what I can tell. It looks more like more of stuff going on rather than a theme.
So look at this one. Designers are totally different.
From Lorenzo di Magnifico, I think one of them's an overlap.
Is it?
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks the same, the same way as the other one that you mentioned before.
Newton. Yeah, it kind of does. I think they all work and consult together. But again, I've liked everything they've done, and everybody I've talked to says this one's just great. It looks very colorful, very lively. It looks like the kind of game that if I bring it to game day, everybody will want to play it. And so I am definitely in.
Yeah, it looks really Euro-y, indeed.
Yes.
Okay, so Coimbra.
But I don't think I have any more Euro-y games on my list.
It's not on my list, more a short list.
I think it would be.
It's not anywhere. No, I know about this one. I heard about this one. First I was excited, but then I saw and read about this one. I'm like, no, it's that kind of a dry Euro game.
The kind that I love?
Yeah. But it's me. I mean, like, it's all about the taste.
It's not dry, it's colorful.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Anyway, number 4. Number 4 is a game that you maybe, if you would think about the releases in Gen Con, maybe you would realize that this game would be on my list because of the theme. Only because of the theme. I don't even know how it's played, and I haven't really looked into it, but I'm so excited about the theme. Do you know what's the game?
No.
As I'm a musician, So you know that?
Oh, this Ninth Symphony.
Yes, Symphony Number 9.
Okay. Yes.
And
Yes.
when first I heard about the game, and then I looked at who is the company and designer, and they are the same team who did Tulip Bubble, who did Mini Rails. It's Mo Ideas Game Design, who did Flow of History and so on. So I love their games. They send me games. They give me games for review, and each time I might not be liking their game, and I like their game all the time. And they're good friends of mine now because I just really like their style, and they're different. These games, like Tulip Bubble, was different. Mini Rails was different. Was some of them kind of are weird, but really not. And I'm looking forward to this one extremely because the theme. I have only a bachelor degree because I didn't have I didn't want to study anymore. But I have a bachelor degree in composition, which means that this kind of theme is for me, musicians and so on. I haven't really seen much of the music or musician themes in games. That might be the one.
It might be. I mean, there's Black Orchestra, but that's not a musician theme.
Yeah. There are more games. I've seen quite a few games in Essen with the musician theme, but they looked boring and they sounded boring. So, but Mo Ideas Game Design never disappoints me.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it.
This was definitely in that list of games that I created that I was interested in, but it wasn't quite as exciting for me enough to get into my top 10. But it's one I'm interested in seeing what it is, to see if it offers anything interesting or if it's just a pasted on theme.
Yeah, I'm hoping
it certainly sounds good. Yeah. So
yeah, let's play it in Gen Con.
We should. Well, my number 4 is 40 Days in Dolor and Age of Tyranny, which are expansions for Too Many Bones.
Okay.
And they're coming from Chip Theory Games. This is, I won't say it's the only expansion on my list. There might be one more. But Too Many Bones is a great game. One that, it was in my top 20 the first time we did the top 10 of 2017 list. And then it moved into my top 10 the second time. Great game. This is sort of a campaign mode for it. It gives you some campaigns and you can sort of improve your character between plays, which is really the most fun part of the game, is getting this character nice and customized. But in the base game, after that, you put it away and you start all over again. This is going to give you a way that you can keep that going and have some sort of a coherent story. And there's 2 campaigns that are there. I mistakenly did not order them on the Kickstarter. I thought, I don't know what I was thinking. So I'm very excited to pick them up. And I'm also excited to pick up their set of Too Many Bones pins. They have a set of 1 for each of their characters. So I'm excited to get those as well. They're giving them away for free if you buy stuff, or you can just buy a set.
That's cool.
So 40 Days in Dolor and Age of Tyranny expansions for Too Many Bones.
Yeah. No comment on that.
Well, you haven't played Too Many Bones. I didn't think it would be on your list.
Yeah.
That was a game, though. That was a game that sold itself to me at Gen Con last year. I had seen it on Kickstarter and decided not to get it because it was expensive. And I went down, and my brother and I sat down at their booth, and they showed us the game. And then we both promptly walked over to the cash register and purchased a copy because the game was just so interesting to us. I mean, and they demo really well. They are experts at demoing their games. Even if you don't know you want it, you'll sit down and play with them, and they'll make you think that you do.
True that.
So that's a skill. Yeah. Anyway, no more comment needed. But number 3.
Number 3. And now that's when I usually say that, the boring looking Euro games, and I'm not into them. And this is kind of a
another one
contradicting my words. Yes. And it's Race to the Newfound Land. Race to the Newfound Land now is the one that it kind of came out already, but it just came out like right now recently. So I'm gonna get it in Gen Con. So
wow.
And
yeah,
why I'm interested in this one. So When I looked at the
I don't
first
know.
class when it came out, when I looked at Russian Railroads when they came out, I was like, boring. I don't care.
Right.
I don't want to do that. And first class doesn't look amazing, except the board, the player boards. They look really cool, the art in them, but everything else is like, nah, whatever. But after I played them, I was like, wow, this is something amazing. I played the first class. I fell in love with the first class, and then I bought Russian Railroads because of that. And it's Hans im Glück, so it's the same company, and Hans im Glück and Z-Man Games basically distributing their games. And I don't know. I'm just so excited to get a new game in that kind of a line. You know, it's worker placement, it's style placement. You find new lands, probably.
But it's not by the same person.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I think First Class and Russian Railroads aren't by the same person as well. They are different games.
Okay.
You know, kind of a. The thing is that I'm not into dry Euro games, but games from that company excited me when I play them very much. So I'm looking forward to this one because it's from the same company, probably the same kind of a mid-weight Euro game with stuff going on, but it's logical, it's juicy, it's interesting. I hope so. Might be a really bad
I
game.
hope so too. It didn't look all that interesting when I was reading the titles and looking into games and preparing the list. I hope I'm horribly wrong. Russian Railroads and First Class were by the same designer, and this one really isn't. I think I think it's just published by the same person. I don't know if there is any pedigree, but let's hope. I guess I don't know what to expect. That one's not on my list at all.
Yeah,
I'm expecting a game. I love to be proven wrong.
I don't. All right.
That. Oh, well, I love it when I think something's going to be terrible and then it's great. So
yeah,
that's a good surprise. All right, my number 3 is a unique game. It's coming out at Gen Con. They announced it earlier this year. I've seen videos on it already, but its real release is coming at Gen Con, and that is Nyctophobia. And this is the one where you play with blackout glasses, so you can't see anything, and the only person who can see is the serial killer who's chasing you through the woods. And it was designed so that a blind person could play it, and it simulates blindness for everyone, and you do everything by touch.
Cool.
And it's, the cover is very stark. It's just like a black box with an axe, like a hand with an axe. And it's supposed to be a very horror-themed game, but just the way you play is so different that it's definitely one that's going to demo really well. And I'm really excited to try it and see whether that whole thing is a gimmick or whether it actually works in the game. Nyctophobia, it's one I've been looking forward to for a long time, and I'm very excited that it's finally coming out.
No, that's cool. That's interesting. Yeah, but yeah, it's not on my list.
Yeah, it didn't. It's definitely not a dry Euro.
Yeah, it sounds, the theme sounds really interesting, like Through the Woods, a killer, and something like that. This theme is unique,
and it's all touch. Like, if you touch the killer, he attacks you, and you're trying to find the escape, the car to escape, and you put your finger on your own piece, and then you touch the next space and see if there's anything there. And it just seems like it's going to be really an interesting experience. More than even if it's not a great game, it's going to be a very interesting experience. And it seems like the kind of game that will get your heart racing and sort of create a sense of peril, just because you can't see anything and yet you have to do something on your turn. And I'm sure it's one of those games that's going to be a lot more fun to play as the person lost in the woods than as the killer. But I hope I get to play as both.
I want to try this one out. It sounds. How it's spelled?
Nyctophobia. I can find a link and send it to you.
It's with M or N?
N as in Nancy.
It's
Eh,
phobia
Nichtophobia.
and nisto.
I think so. I'm terrible at spelling, but let me see if I can find it for you.
Yeah, it's sounds interesting. Anyway, so let's go to number two.
All right.
Number two is the game that I got friends with. This company, I've reviewed a few of the games. I previewed one game that I later got. Big thanks for that. Their other game that I got is the Rise of Tribes, that we previewed some time ago when it was on Kickstarter, and we liked the game, and now it got upgraded and some extra things added to it. So I really liked how simple it is, how interesting it is. But this one, I want to talk about, because Rise of Tribes is basically coming out in Gen Con. Right now, it's shipped to Kickstarter backers.
Right.
So
I guess that's why I have it.
yeah, so I don't have it on my list, so that's why. But because I already know the game, I played the prototype, so kind of a finished prototype. So this game is called Expand City. Lately, but it's always been like that because I like building in games, and building a city or infrastructure or getting some economy done as well. It has always interested me very, very much. And this one, Expand City, has tiles, has those towers. You build kind of a 3D city, and you look at it, and it looks so amazing. I mean, like really, really cool. This kind of a 3D picture of a city that you build up. I don't know much about how the game plays, but I'm extremely excited about the game because I heard about this game a long time ago already, like a year ago, where we talked about with Peter. We talked about this one. We talked about Rise of Tribes. So we talked about Aura. So I could do the review for Aura and so on. So he got me excited. So, and I'm really looking forward to Expand City because it's city building, it's economic, it looks like really expanding and building your city.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get the most
Yeah,
probably.
it looks interesting. I'm definitely in to try it. It's not on my list, but definitely looks like a good-looking game, and I'm always on the lookout for those.
Yeah, let's hope it's a good one. So if I get it, so we're gonna play it definitely. It's something like my top 3 games are something that I want to. Hey, no. My 2 to 4 games are the ones that I want to play during Gen Con for sure.
Well, I want to play all of
2 to
mine,
5.
for
2
sure.
to 5. Yeah, but I mean, I'm not, like sometimes I want to try some games that are not on my list, but might surprise me. You know, that's the thing.
Sure.
And 2 to 5 are the games because I'm going to talk about my number 1 later. Your number 2 first.
All right, my number 2 is the only one I know that will not actually be for sale there, and it's one that I've already. This is one that I have been. I just can't not talk about it. It's one that I'm so excited for. It's one that I've been excited for. I was excited for. It was one of my most anticipated releases of last year, and it didn't come out, and it's just been in development, and the company is not all that big. I guess it's gotten bigger, but it was definitely their biggest, most ambitious project, and this is Sentinels of the Multiverse: Oblivion.
Okay.
And this is the final game in the Sentinels of the Multiverse line, and it is huge. I played a demo of it 2 years ago at Gen Con, and it's going to be there. They'll have a ready copy because it's shipping out to their Kickstarter backers finally this week and next week. I don't know if mine will arrive by then because they've just got several containers of it coming. It's going to be in a box that's huge, that's big enough to store everything. It's going to be it's a nice scenario where you play in 2 locations and you're fighting this huge, I don't know which. There's this huge reality-ending creature named Oblivion, and you use a bunch of heroes, and when they die, they're not done. You get a new one, and it's just an all-out fight trying to destroy this thing, and it's going to tie everything together, and it's just going to be amazing. The artwork is always great. The story is great. I love the characters. I listen to their podcast every week, and as you know, we're attending the live taping of their podcast, where they'll probably talk about it a little bit more. Just very excited for Oblivion.
Yeah, I liked Sentinels and Multiverse. The biggest problem was managing all this stuff there. So
Yes, it was, and it is an even bigger problem in Oblivion because
but
you've got even more stuff to manage.
if
There's even a card that does 10,000 damage.
Oh my god! But if we're gonna if we're gonna try this one out, why not?
Yeah, we might want to sign up for a demo of that one. I know they have like sign up. You can sign up for the demo and reserve a spot just because it's very big.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'll figure that out.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, why not?
So
I'm looking forward to this one.
I'm just looking forward to seeing it and touching it and seeing all the cards and finally getting my hands on it. I know mine will show up a couple of weeks after Gen Con, but I am just so excited to see it that it had to make my list.
Cool. Cool. We'll see. Anyway, number one.
Number one.
So my number one is not a full game. It's the expansion. But this expansion
Not allowed. No expansions, since I just did 2.
Who cares? We haven't set any restrictions on that. And that, I thought I'm not going to put any expansions, but this one is like when I looked at the list of Gen Con, I wasn't really excited about. Like, no, just not many games I'm excited about. But this one is something I'm excited about for a longer time already, and that's Scythe, The Rise of Fenris. Yeah, Scythe itself is an amazing game, and what Rise of Fenris adds is a campaign mode. And it adds the modules. You probably can put the modules in and out, and it's a big expansion. It's a big box. And
but it will still fit in the legendary box.
Yeah, it will fit in the legendary box that I got already. Though they didn't have the holders between the tuck boxes, so they got smashed, kind of. But who cares? Just the tuck boxes. Who cares about that? At least I have a big box enough that I can store everything in the same place, so I can replace those tuck boxes with something else. Anyway, this one, like what it says, 5 secret components on 6 punch boards, 13 plastic miniatures, episodic guidebook, 62 wooden tokens, 2 custom dice, 25 tiles, and 100+ cardboard tokens. So it's a big. It's like the whole game, you know. It's a big one, and it says the campaign, which is 8 game, includes surprises, unlocks, and persistent elements. So it's kind of a legacy type. So wow, that's something really cool. I don't know what Scythe itself is really cool. And unlocking some stuff would be really, really interesting. So
yeah,
I'm looking for.
There is a reason this is not on my list, and that is because it should be arriving today. And so I'm not going to be trying it the first time at Gen Con. I'll be trying it the first time tonight. I have that and My Little Size both coming. They should have been delivered yesterday, but the delivery was delayed. So I would have them to show you. I also got the Meeple Source upgraded components for it, just because I have those for my Scythe anyway. And so they come in nice little opaque bags, so you don't have to see what's in them until you're ready, and it tells you which box to open it with if you want. I'm very excited about it, but I'll just probably have already played through the campaign by the time we get to Gen Con, because I want to do so as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'm sure you're extremely excited about this one.
I am, but my number one is a game I'm even more excited about. So this is a game, and so I don't know if what I'm about to say is true. Okay. This might be a lie, but so it's not a secret that my favorite game is Summoner Wars, and I've always had a love affair with Flathead games. And I used to listen to their podcast when it was, they eventually stopped doing it, I think. But Colby Dow was talking about making a superhero game. And it was going to be called The Vindicators.
Yeah.
And it then got shelved because everything, he worked on other projects and decided he was a better company manager than designer, whatever. It kind of got shelved. And then I believe Kalen Flores from they had an Ashes podcast. He went to work at Flat Hat Games, and I think he said he was going to see if there were any way to revive the Vindicators. And they have a game that they've announced that will be available at Gen Con, at least in limited quantities, called Guardians, which is a superhero game with design credit to Kalen Flores. And I think that is the Vindicators finally coming to life. And I'm very excited to see how that works.
That's interesting. Yeah, I saw that one. I kind of was like, that's interesting. I want to maybe try this one. But lately, Flat Hat Games isn't the one that's, it's just, I don't know. It's just their games are going towards that same line, card games, deck building, cooperative games, Ameritrash. That's, I don't know.
Well, they've always been doing that. Another one of their releases is this Neon Gods, which I'm pretty sure is a re-theming, reprint of one of their earlier games, which was fantastic, called City of Remnants.
Yeah.
And which had some design, some graphic design issues and some use of space issues that were a problem. But I'm wondering if they've cleaned that up and made it look brighter. I'm excited to see that one too. But Guardians is the one that I think I've been waiting for a really long time, and I'm really excited to see.
Yeah, true. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
So that's my number one.
So your number one. Now
I promised there wouldn't be a boring Euro.
So we're done. We're done with the top 10. And as we talked about, these are the games we're excited about. We don't know about them that much. Maybe you know a little bit more about some of them. And we're going to try them in Gen Con or after that. And we're going to do the post-Gen Con show as well. Then we're going to do the videos and so on. By the way, if somebody's watching and you're going to be in Gen Con, you can come and say hi. Me and Kyle are both going to be with Würfel Reviews t-shirts from Geeky Goodies. So
that's true. I have them in my room.
You have them?
Yeah, they arrived.
Can you show them?
I can run and get them. Just a moment.
It's like waiting music. So anyway, yeah. Oh, it's coming. So show them to me.
There's one.
Oh, that's my color. Cool.
That is. And there's the other one for the large person.
Yeah.
So there you are.
Kind of froze a little bit, but anyway, you can get those t-shirts through Geeky Goodies as well if you want to be a fan of Würfel Reviews. And I know I haven't been so I haven't done many videos so far, but I'm trying my best. And we're gonna do more. It just sometimes we need time because we are doing this as a hobby, extra to everything else we need to do. And as a reviewer, it's really hard because you need to find time to play games enough to review them, and then you need to record the videos, and then you need to edit the videos, and then you have a full-time job and every other responsibility that you have in your life. So yeah, but Gen Con will be awesome. I'm sure of that. So we'll see you all there.
It will be.
With Würfel Reviews t-shirts.
Yes, indeed.
So thank you very much for watching. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Take a look at the Patreon. Go buy a t-shirt if you like to. Have a t-shirt as well. And of course, the Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all the different channels. Go there, post something, write something, or follow, whatever you do. Anyway, thanks. That was me.
All right. And Kyle, have a good morning.
Or afternoon. And we
Or
see
afternoon.
you in Gen Con. Now,
Sounds great.
bye.